football fans, it's Friday night. It's the playoffs. Week 2 is now in the books.
Yep, we're done.
We've got some highlights for you. We've got some South Brunswick to get to. We've got the Pender East Columbus game to get to. The game I started at tonight, a little more atmosphere at tonight.
Yes.
Wallace Rose Hill. As you kind of expect, as the playoffs go along, you build the atmosphere, you build the competition. Can be said for Wallace Rose Hill tonight. They had a few more fans. They had a lot of energy out the gate early. Playing North Duplin, these teams hadn't played in a while. And
it's been a long time since these two teams have seen each other, and if you're North Duplin, maybe you don't want to play them for another 25 years after this one.
It may be a while. Right out of the gates, Wallace was able to run the ball just at will. Omar Carr was able to run around the left and right into your living room right here.
Hello, Omar.
Or if you're in the office, maybe at your desk. But DeJuan McKenzie with the sneak up the middle, Carr up the middle. Jonathan Drakeford, another big game for him. He ran around the left side for the score. It was his first of 2 on the night as he caught a pass from McKenzie. After another 3 and out, Carr had big yards around the left side. McKenzie got the passing game going. Carr finished it off to the right side. It was just a downhill field for Wallace Rose Hill tonight. Really couldn't be stopped. They went up 42-0 after 3 quarters with 5 different players scoring touchdowns. DeJuan McKenzie through the air, 7 of 12 for $124, 2 touches, 6 different running backs tonight combined for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns. Wallace Rose Hill cruises to a 42-7 win. That sets them up with a good win next week.
Yeah, that gives them 25 wins in a row. That's the 3rd longest streak in the state now, behind Butler and West Rowan. Joey Price said, hey, everybody gets in, everybody does their job, everybody gets out without any injuries. Status quo for Wallace. Another great game for them.
Absolutely. They roster all those running backs. They utilize all those running backs.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes moving forward. Another game that we got a chance to go to, the Pender game.
Yep, Pender and East Columbus rematch from week 3.
Absolutely, and it started out close for a little bit. It was 12-8 for a little bit. Things changed a little bit.
Yeah, Pender started getting things together there, started ripping off some yards in chunks the more that the game went on. They got, they run it on the ground. Both these teams run it on the ground. It's a lot of misdirection football, triple option football. Pender finally got some help right before the half. They got a fumble. They on a muffed punt, got the ball, scored right before the half. Shaq Hooper, still the man. He gets some big yards running on the draw. Worthy Robinson, another first down on the reverse. Eventually, Hooper finally gets a really big one downfield. There's some great lead blocking on this play right here, folks. He scores here, and this was really the story of the second half. East Columbus would fumble, and Pender would go and score. On the night, Pender 300 yards plus, and 42-8.
Yeah, and really kind of the key, once Pender got up, neither of these teams are really built to come back. Like we were saying a little bit, the over-under on the pass attempts was maybe 4.
Yeah, they got to 6, but
they got to 6, a couple right before the end of the first half, a couple in the second half for East Columbus, so they got to 4 on their own. But really, they had to throw the ball. They got down big. Powell, who was the hero for Pender last week, he scored a couple times as well.
Yep.
So Pender looked good as well. They advanced a little bit. And
yep, 5th year in a row. Pender's goal every year, they've said it at the beginning, is we want to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day. 5 years in a row now, Tom Means has the Patriots having turkey and playing football. And from here on out, they really do want to get a little further, but this was their goal, and now they're there.
This week's practice, they're going to be setting themselves up for Goldsboro. That was a 1 seed that beat James Keenan tonight. We'll get a little more into that one a little bit later.
Yep.
First, let's jump to the 3A now. South Brunswick had a big game. They were at home tonight against Southern Wayne.
And more of this, if you've been watching South Brunswick all season, you know it's Marcus Hankins and some Newan Watts and Cam Scott thrown in there. And, well, how about that? They did it again. Marcus Hankins, 3 touchdowns right off the bat. He finished with 4 on the night. Watts, hooked up for a touchdown, ran in a 2-point conversion on the option. Great defense tonight, too, for South Brunswick. They really came out fired up for this one. Coach Kelly said that everybody stuck to the game plan beginning to end. This was not close at all. 42-14. The big thing that comes out of this, unfortunately, for South Brunswick is a fight late in the 4th quarter. It looks like Terrell Stanley, one of their better defensive players and one of their reserve running backs, could be out next week because of suspension because he was ejected from this game. There were also 2 other players involved with that one.
That's unfortunate. They got to go Play Havelock next week.
Yep.
Very good Havelock team. They could really use those bodies in there.
Absolutely.
So
like I said, Coach Kelly said, whatever the high school association tells us to do, we're going to do. But if I were a South Brunswick fan, I would expect the 3 of them to be in street clothes next week.
Absolutely. Well, those are the 3 games we got to this week. There were a few more around the area, so let's get to the scoreboard right now. As we mentioned, that South Brunswick 42-14 over South Wayne. They will be at Havelock. Over in the 2A, East Duplin 49-30 against First Flight. We told you Wednesday that those are 2 very good offenses, and it was who made that extra stop. 7 touchdowns all on the ground for East Duplin in that one from 4 different guys. Tyrone Matthews had 3 of them.
Yeah, East Duplin really had this game in control. They scored first to start the second half, and they were up 42-14. And big pass plays have killed East Duplin all year, and First Flight started chucking it all over the place, got within 42-30. But then Matthews decided enough was enough. He scored his 3rd touchdown in the 4th quarter. They won that game. They
will host Tarboro next week. Also in the Class 2A, East Bladen, South Columbus. East Bladen, explosive offense.
And for once, a huge defense for the Eagles. That's a big upset, 26-12 over South Columbus. That's the Stallions' first loss of the year. Unfortunately, they're last because they're out. Big plays came in the 3rd quarter of this game. South Columbus had 1st and goal twice and did not score either time. In fact, was pushed back beyond almost to their own 30 on one set of downs. Coach Fisher said that everybody did, they played a perfect game defensively and really forced 5 turnovers in this game. Huge win for the Eagles there.
Absolutely. Go to the 1AA now. Goldsboro over James Keenan 42-13. Big in that one. That'll set up a game against Pender as they knocked off East Columbus 42-8. In the Class 1A, like we said, Wallace Rose Hill 42-7 over North Duplin.
So we didn't lose very many people tonight. We said on Wednesday we weren't going to lose very many people, right. and we were right. I mean, Pender's still in.
We started with 8. 2 of them played each other, so we knew we were going to be down to at least 6. Yep. Keenan had a tough draw against Goldsboro, so we got down to 5. So 8-5. We'll have plenty of show for you next week.
That's right. More football coming up. Lots of people playing on Thanksgiving this year, and that's nothing but good around here. So.
Keeps us busy. Hopefully it keeps you watching. You're already on the website, so keep looking around as we update the stats and standings and the brackets and all that. Also be sure to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/StarNewsVarsity. Get some goodies there. As long as you like high school football, keep checking it out.
Yep, we'll be here.
Thanks, guys.
Jonathan Drakeford on the carry.